At sunset, the forest inhaled. Branches rose and fell together. Leaves moved without wind. The sound of breathing surrounded him. When he tried to hold his breath, the forest exhaled hard. Nothing else was heard after that. Deep inside a dark forest, there's a pond no one visits after sunset. People say the water isn't normal. At night, it whispers names softly. If you hear your name, you're already too close. One traveler ignored the warnings. As he walked closer, the forest went silent. No wind, no birds, only the sound of water moving. The pond started glowing blue. A beautiful song filled the air. Then, two glowing eyes opened under the water. Hands slowly reached out. The forest swallowed the screams. By morning, the pond was calm again, but the traveler was never seen. Would you answer the call? Every step made a splash. Even when he wasn't near the water, the splashes followed him, slow and patient. When the counting stopped, the forest went silent. He turned around. The pond was behind him now, perfectly still. Only one set of footprints ended there. He ran once. Later, he heard running again. Same footsteps, same breathing, but his legs weren't moving. The forest remembered his fear and played it back louder each time. By morning, the screams continued, even though no one was left to scream. If everything around you suddenly stops, don't move. There's a pond in the forest that only changes at midnight. At exactly 12, time around the water freezes. No wind, no sound. Even insects stop moving. One man was standing near it when it happened. Ripples stopped mid-wave. Falling leaves hung in the air. His phone screen froze, except the timer. The pond began glowing blue. Something moved inside the frozen water. It looked at him, while everything else stayed still. When time restored, looked normal again. But the man was gone. Only his shadow remained. Would you stay till midnight? If everything goes silent, time just stopped. This pond doesn't freeze water, it freezes moments. Birds stop mid-flight, wind disappears, a woman stepped near it, her watch stopped ticking, her breath fogged, then hung still in the air. She tried to move. Her reflection didn't. It smiled first, later time returned, but she didn't. Only her reflection remained. Would you step closer? If it wasn't there before, it's already closer. Deep in the forest, there's a pond that never stays in one place. As long as you're watching it, it stays still. A hiker looked away for 1 second. When he turned back, the pond was closer. The trees around it were wet. He ran. Each time he glanced back, the pond followed, dragging the forest with it. By morning, searchers found water where the trail used to be. No pond on the map. Would you keep watching? If the forest answers before you speak, it heard your thoughts. This forest doesn't need sound. It reacts to what you think. Fear makes it closer. Calm keeps it still. One man thought, I need to get out. The path behind him vanished. He thought of home. The trees bent inward, blocking every direction. Rescuers found no footprints, only broken branches pointing inward. What if it hears your mind? If the forest blinks back, don't blink again. People say the trees here watch. Not move, watch. Every blink is noticed. A camper stared too long. When he blinked, the trees were closer. When he blinked again, closer still. His tent was found untouched. No sign of him, only scratch marks on trees. How long could you keep your eyes open? If the forest calls you by a name only your family used, don't answer. Deep in the woods, there's a path no one talks about. Hikers say the forest knows who you are. It doesn't use your real name, it uses the one from your childhood. One woman heard it while walking alone. Soft, familiar, calling from between the trees. No wind, no animals, just her name. Again, she turned. The trees leaned closer. The voice came from everywhere, not one place. The path behind her was gone,